back to my channel. Yes, I'm in the middle of, I switch rooms every so often, but thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Daniel, I'm your host, your
guy in the chair.
He said it! He said it!
And today we're going to hear the Croaker Drinker's thoughts on Fallout on the TV show. He said it was a blast. And don't forget to give him a follow. All of you. That's for sure. Now let's hear what he has to say and enjoy. So enjoy.
Now, you definitely don't need me to tell you that video game adaptations have got a rocky history. For every Last of Us, there's a Resident Evil, Halo, and Monster Hunter. Not you though, Street Fighter. You'll always have a special place in my heart.
Of course!
That was beautiful.
The point is, though, we're seeing a lot more attempts to bring popular gaming franchises to the big and small screen these days, and while it opens up a lot of possibilities for awesome adaptations of popular stories, it also gives Hollywood a lot of potential to screw up even more beloved IPs. Case in point, the Fallout series, a post-apocalyptic RPG adventure game that's been on the go since the 1990s, spanning almost a dozen titles, and with a fan base so dedicated and passionate that they make the Snyder Bros look like tourists. So I think it's fair to say that Amazon took on a bit of a challenge with this one. I mean, this is the same studio that gave us pretty decent shows like Reacher and Terminal List, but also produced Rings of Power. Not only that, but the show was being headed up by Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, best known for creating Westworld, which was absolutely fantastic for precisely one season before it absolutely fell off a cliff. Could we dare to hope for a show that would do justice to the rich and detailed world of Fallout? Would they manage to capture the dark satirical comedy undertones of the games? And would they be able to keep it free from the message? It really felt like the gods of entertainment flipped a coin with this one, and the fan base held its collective breath. And well, I'm happy to say that the gamble paid off in this case. More or less. Fallout is a surprisingly good adaptation that kept me intrigued and entertained for all 8 episodes, delivers a trio of main characters played by capable actors that I quickly found myself rooting for, and overall, it feels like a decent stab at replicating the look, tone and feel of a pretty complex game universe. It's not perfect by any means, it doesn't always find the right balance between satirical humour and compelling drama, and the sparse world building is probably going to make it a tough slog for anyone who hasn't played the games, but for the most part, well, I liked it. So grab your Pip-Boy and your Radaway and let's get started. The series takes place roughly 200 years after a nuclear war wiped out most of the human race. The bulk of the survivors live in giant underground fallout shelters known as vaults, constructed before the war as a means of preserving the American way of life and eventually rebuilding civilization. This is where we meet our main character, Lucy, from Vault 33, part of a trio of vaults that are linked together, allowing them to trade and communicate with each other from time to time. Unfortunately, things go wrong on her wedding night when raiders from the surface infiltrate her vault and kidnap her father. Determined to get him back, she ventures up to the surface to track down his kidnappers and rescue him. Unfortunately, the wasteland above is a very different world from the one she grew up in, and pretty soon she has to contend with mutated monsters, cannibals, radiation exposure, killer robots, mercenaries, and bounty hunters. And this is where she runs into the Ghoul, a former Hollywood actor who got turned into an immortal mutated zombie when the bombs first fell, and now makes a living as a bounty hunter. Rounding out the trio is Maximus, a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, tasked with recovering pre-war technology to help them rebuild civilization. All 3 of them end up hunting for a research scientist who escaped from a government facility after injecting himself with a mysterious substance that apparently has the power to change the world forever. It sounds like a basic setup, and it is, because it's exactly the kind of overarching quest that would drive the events of most of the games. But just like in the games, the real meat of the experience is in all the little side stories, the quirky characters, the environmental storytelling, the simple look and feel of the world that you inhabit. Fallout's got all of this in spades, from the 1950s retro-futuristic technology to the golly gee whiz good old-fashioned Americana of the Vault Dwellers to the dark humour and satire of atomic age optimism. The ghoul acts as a kind of narrative bridge between past and present, his former life as a Hollywood actor shown in a series of flashbacks that fill in the events leading up to the nuclear war and hinting at the true nature of what Vault Tech actually is. This stuff also ties in with a subplot in the present about the Vault Dwellers that have been left behind in Vault 33 gradually coming to suspect that all is not what it seems in their worlds. It's good stuff, and it's brought home by an excellent performance by the always entertaining Walton Goggins, who basically has to play two very different versions of the same character. Maximus, on the other hand, is an idealistic young member of the Brotherhood who tries to do the right thing at first but gradually becomes disillusioned as he realizes that he and his fellow recruits are used as cannon fodder. He's a solid, decently developed character that you empathize with, who also has a few secrets of his own. But the star of the show is absolutely Lucy, who's plucky, likable, and human instead of the ridiculous feminist power fantasy that I think we were all braced for. She starts out as gullible, naive, and completely unprepared for what's out there, an easy victim for the ruthless savages on the surface. She actually gets her ass kicked multiple times, especially in the first few episodes. She makes lots of mistakes that often cost her dearly, but importantly, she learns from them and gradually becomes more savvy and capable while still trying to hold on to her core belief in compassion and humanity. You see, boys and girls, back in my day, this is what we called character development. It used to be a real thing until about 10 years ago when Hollywood writers decided to just skip right to the end with none of the interesting stuff in between. Seriously though, Lucy's a charming character that I found myself rooting for right away. I actually liked her optimistic and innocent attitude, and credit to Ella Purnell for a great performance that showcases both strength and vulnerability. Give me a few more characters like this and I might just start to rethink my opinion on modern entertainment. If I had to level a few criticisms at the show, I'd say that the world building is probably going to be pretty impenetrable to non-gamers. There's a lot of outlandish stuff like the ghouls, the Brotherhood, the Enclave, the 1950s aesthetic, and all the little in-jokes and references that probably deserve more explanation than they get. And I can't shake the feeling that the show relies a little too heavily on member berries for fans of the games. Also, and I know this is probably just a budgetary thing, but the supposed nuclear wasteland looks remarkably green and lush at times. Like, I don't remember there being trees and forests in the Fallout games. You can also tell that a lot of it was filmed in modern day cities that don't really resemble the aesthetic of the rest of the show, but whatever. It probably wasn't made on a massive budget, so I can forgive a few visual shortcomings. Ultimately, I have to say that I enjoyed Fallout a lot more than I expected. It's not quite in the same league as Last of Us when it comes to compelling human drama, but weirdly, I think I actually had more fun with it. Just like the games, it delivers moments of grim horror and harsh survival, but never quite loses the dark satirical humour that underpins its worlds. And if you're a fan of the games, or you're willing to go into it with an open mind and the right expectations, then I think you'll have a lot of fun with Fallout. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Hey guys, I had to say, it seems like video game shows are on the rise. And superheroes are out the window. It was bound to happen sooner or later. It was good that we finally got a video game show and or movie that was good. Super Mario Bros. Did it. And season 2 kind of is on the rise. It's getting more in line with the games. So season 1, no. And Resident Evil, that was horrible. Like, that was Resident Evil name only, just because it had future zombies. But still, he had lots of, really, Fallout was pretty good. Oh, we all checked it out. I don't know. But I liked it. And I hope you like it too and you want to see more of this. And hear more of my rants and ravings and all that good jazz. Like it? Comment down below and then finally subscribe for more. And hit the notification bell or button to be notified every time I post it in the video and share. Bye.